hope that... Hello. Hope I didn't forget how to stream in the last 2 days, or 1 day I didn't stream. I did change my layout a little, slightly drastically last stream, so I was like, hope I remember what to turn on and what to turn off and stuff, but I think everything's fine. Hello. Happy Friday and such. I'm just gonna continue where I left off last time I did this, which was probably like a week ago, or was it Monday? No, it wasn't Monday. Yeah, it was probably like a week ago actually, yeah. Dang it. I really haven't done any progress last week. That's okay. Yeah, I'm doing chapter 4, part 4 of my webtoon version of my webcomic. This is around where I left off. Basically, I was doing prepping the files and stuff. Now, is there anything I forgot I had to do? Nope, I think we're almost good to go. I just need to pop out the chat so I can actually see it while I'm actually working. And then pop out preview. Preview is more for just peace of mind. Don't know if it's a good idea to always have my preview visible, but it is what it is. And that's gonna explode the layout for a second there. Let me fix it. Yeah, that happens when I forget why that happens. It's when I'm like organizing my windows. Sometimes it just automatically does it, and sometimes it like wants to resize everything. But almost there. That's a little too big. Just a couple of pixels. There, I fixed it, I think. Actually, just a couple more pixels. This is the kind of quality you get when you join this stream. Honestly, I kind of like this when streams kind of explode. I think it's kind of fun. See the inner workings a little bit. Okay. Where's the preview? Now don't explode again, please. Thank you for not exploding again. Now we can continue. I decided to. I'm still on a Sonic soundtrack kick, so now we're doing Sonic CD, the Japanese soundtrack. I think the United States soundtrack is different. I think this was also for the EU version, or EU, or Europe, or whatever. I think. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I didn't forget anything. Everything's good. Okay, now to remember what I was doing. Yeah, I was just doing this. And if I remember correctly, I already have all the files for page 15 here. So I gotta go ahead and open page 16. And don't worry about what's going on. You'll eventually know if you read my comic. Hee boop. This page always felt incomplete to me, and I don't know what it is exactly. Yeah, so I already did this is half started. This one has this. Yeah, this is the top background, it seems. Yeah. So I'm gonna make let's see. I'm gonna call this grays, because I just keep calling it Tone's copy. But that might not be good if I come back to these files, so I'm gonna rename them a little bit. We're returned to a less hectic stream. Last stream, me and a buddy, we played through the Sonic campaign of Sonic Heroes, and it was a good time. But it was also high energy, high stakes. So now this can turn off. Yeah, we can. Oh, this also went down here, huh? Don't remember if I did the tone. I don't think I did the tones for this. I think my friend did them, so I don't remember doing the layers like this, but it's okay. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. But yeah. I'm debating whether or not, depending on how much time I have stream, do some doodles of my comic and stuff. I just feel like I haven't been doing enough drawing on stream. But I do need to get this done, and it's way overdue. I wanted to finish the reformat a while ago, but things happen. So now, here we are, still working on this, just, the grind. But we're almost done. Chapter 4 is the most recent chapter, so this is exciting. At least for me. To actually work on this. Are you attacking the cardboard box? Yeah, she is. My cats like boxes, like most cats do. So everything should be gray now. Yes, okay. And panels, all good. Text, notes. No, it's just copy. And that should be it. It's always like, technically all I'm doing is like copy and pasting layers and whatever, but I don't want to mess up anything permanently because I do want to keep these files, you know, easy to access, easy to edit. So I want to make sure I don't accidentally break something or do something I don't want to save, or, you know, damage the file if just in case I need to come back, which I probably inevitably will. And like I wasn't expecting to actually do this comic reformat, so I was glad that I did make sure that most of these files were easy to understand coming back to them for myself, just in case. Just in case. Let's see. I think this is good to go. Technically I have 2 line layers on top of each other, but that's not gonna show on the copy paste. I'm gonna copy this without the panels. So this page 16. I'm gonna put it in the 16 folder. Put that there. Yeah, this part, if you're not familiar with this type of art stream that I've been doing, I'm just like grabbing all the parts of the normal comic booky layout and putting them on the webtoon sort of, I don't know what to call this, the webtoon big long strip that's gonna be cut into pieces. And that's basically this part. And then we're gonna do resizing and speech bubbles and all that. That's part is a bit more fun. This one I have to take it kind of slow, especially if I'm speaking, because sometimes when someone speaks is not paying attention to what they're doing and they can't make mistakes. So right now I'm just taking my time doing this slowly, ensuring that I'm not doing silly mistakes. And I'm just gonna put this all into the file, and then I'm going to, once we got all the images in the file, I'm gonna start working on, you know, placing them. I actually already did that a little bit. Sorta. Well, technically I copy-pasted. This page I actually just copy-pasted it because it felt like it worked for the vertical format. And it actually doesn't look bad. You can see here all the files, all in their original size, are really big. And what's this? Except for the text. Which I want to copy this just folder and slap it in here. And then locate it by using transform, because it just kind of goes wherever. Just put it somewhere where I know where to find it, and that's page 16. I'm just gonna save, because I guess I want to save those grayscale folders I just made. Goodbye. I feel like I was watching some tutorials a second ago, and I feel like I might be speaking like a tutorial man right now. Take me a second. It takes me a second to warm up when I start stream. I'm just being chilling, watching videos, and I'm like, wait, I'm doing things live, working, better. Anyway. That's it. Like, I really do want to start getting these done, but I feel like I've been saying that for the past month, so I don't know. Any progress is progress, so it's good progress, so yeah. A lot of these pages, they start going more, yeah, these early pages, the panels or whatever start going, the panel count starts going up and the speech bubble count also goes up. I think most people do recommend not having too many speech bubbles and panels per page. I feel like that's like, it depends. Everything really depends. But for me, it's partially just trying to retain the page limit to not a too big of an amount. Page bloat is a thing, and things are getting longer than one expects. So if you're trying to, you know, encompass one entire idea in one chapter, you know, you gotta make decisions. But it also depends on your limitations. Usually manga people and stuff, they do need to, you know, keep that page count to like exactly where they need to an extent. So they really need to just be like, this needs to be in 20 pages, this needs to be in 40 pages, around that. I don't have those constraints, so in theory this could just be a 100-page chapter, but I don't know, I like to give myself limitations. Originally it was 20 pages for me, but now I feel like 30 is more of a comfort zone to actually finish something. And this one did suffer from a bit of page bloat, which is like, it was supposed to be 30 and now it's 35, which is the longest chapter I've done. Anyway, let me focus for a second. Story time sometimes requires thinking. That's what I call what I was saying right now, story time. Except it wasn't a story, it was just me talking about comic stuff. But yeah. But usually, to keep the page count lower, sometimes there's ideas I don't want to remove. I try to cram in as much as I can on a page. Which I feel like for manga usually it's not the best idea, because if you have more like ideas, like a lot of ideas, then you can just like split chapters, like you know, in half, and you can still do big panels, and then you have more. It's just easier to probably do like a weekly chapter if you don't overuse panels, or, you know. I have to assume. I am not a professional by any means, so these are just my thoughts. Nothing really, you know, this is not from experience. I haven't listened to this song in a while. This is actually a song I do like from Sonic CD. Yeah, I'm familiar with this one quite a bit. What's it called? Is this like one of the future one? Humpty Panic B mix? Yeah, I don't know, but it's good. I like it. Is there any... Wait, before I do anything. Any speakers are... No. What about this? I forget why I did the panels like this, but this was my bad. But it's not that bad. Here we go. Horizontal panels are gonna look small in this version, unless you try to fix them. But this is minimal fixing in my part. I'm not redrawing anything. I'm just copy pasting my art that I did draw. This is my comic. Welcome to my comic. This is what it looks like. More to come. Hopefully. Yeah, this, I'm interested to see how these ones are gonna look. Because these are like more vertical panels, meaning that they will actually look better in webtoon. I'm just deciding how big to make them. Because they're not supposed to be like, if you're making something big, it means you're giving it emphasis, so it makes it seem more important. So like, this is just kind of like a silly, I don't know what to call this, just like movement, copy pasting, it's silly. So they can take a lot of space because of the verticality, but I don't find it that important that it needs to take that much space. But I do want it to be visible, because in the comic version, it's very small. And I know there's, you know, in the digital format you can probably zoom in. But I assume that it's going to be printed, this is how I draw it. So I have to assume that it's going to be like seen kind of like this or so, where everything's visible. Obviously in books you can just look closer, but you can see that the drawings end up being quite small. Oh, hot tamales. Is that a cat angry or is it wearing sunglasses? I think it's angry. That's an angry cat. But yeah. Not the most detailed drawings, but there is some... You can't really tell, like, as well from far away what's going on. That's my bad. I could have put that on another page, but again, page bloat, blah blah blah. I'm trying to avoid, like, having high page count. We'll see. I might stop caring about page count, because I don't need to care, but it also depends, because I do have these pages all counted to how long I want the book to be and stuff. But yeah, we'll see how... I'm not sure how long chapter 5 is going to be, but yeah. I think that's page 17 for the art. Yeah, there's the zoom. I can barely see it, but it's there. I can just return the original tones. Boop. Notes. That's notes from my friend who was helping with tones. Text, I can just copy paste. This is locked. This should not be locked, but since I was passing the files around to a friend and copy pasting them, I just thought it was a good idea to have some, you know, safety and lock layers. You never know when you're selecting a layer and destroying it and then doing like a billion actions and then realizing that you destroyed something. It happened to me with like a sticker design I was doing where I actually like damaged it and I could not fix it, so I had to like go in and manually fix all the like colors I cut in the line art. It was an ordeal. So sometimes if you're working on multiple things, maybe lock those layers. It's a tip from me. I can save this now and close it. That's 17. This update is actually gonna be this part 4. I think it's gonna be one of the longest parts I've done, mainly because of timing. I like to, even though these, you know, pages were not designed to be cut into pieces, I wanted to at least, you know, I wanted to seem like I did do it on purpose. Like this is where I intended this part to end. So, at least for this, the scene, I think, where is it? Yeah, page, where is it? Page 19 seems like the proper, like, way to end the part, but it does mean that there's a higher panel count than what I usually do for these, parts. So you can see either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 there, but yeah. There's also a lot, like this has so much dialogue in it. But I needed to avoid, you know. Like I didn't want to spend, because a lot of these pages are formatted like, okay, this is a joke of this page. So I felt like I was like, I don't think this joke deserves like 3 pages. Because you could always just like, it's an exercise I haven't done, but you can look at a page and be like, how you can split the dialogue. So a million ways you can do it. Even like a single speech bubble. A single speech bubble with a lot of text can be just changed into an entire page. Like this here could be an entire page, this panel, because of how much dialogue it has. The part of the joke is that there's a lot of instructions, but yeah. So it just depends on what you want to do and, you know, your page count and stuff and how you want to split chapters. But for me it was like, I think this page, what's going on here, I only wanted to dedicate 1 page. Because it's a lot of dialogue, so this could have been like 3 pages if I really wanted to. But I wanted to not spend too much time in here. Or at least the feeling of not spending too much time, like dedicating a good chunk of a chapter just to like a sort of like silly scene, which is important, but that was my decision making here, why there's so much like dialogue crammed in. Everybody has their own definition of what is too much dialogue or too little dialogue. Depends. It all depends on what you're going for. I've seen some good manga that have a little way too much dialogue in their panels. Bakuman. But I'm sure it's a lot of information and they're trying to cram in, in the chapter. It is very informative, so, that's how it is. Okay, so page 18. I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, I do now. Yeah, I see. It's all more complex, but not too much. I have these using the panel tool because it automatically crops the speech bubbles. And I usually just use a square tool for the panels, but to keep things feeling traditional. But yeah, if I want to do like this kind of speech bubble, which is cut with like cropped by the panel, I do use it, so it creates these layers over here that look a little bit weird and scary, but it's fine. I just take a couple more clicks. Yeah, it also hides the entire thing. So you gotta go in here, hide the dialogue. Oh, I forgot I removed that inner monologue from jail. That didn't make the cut. I didn't find it necessary. And I still think it wasn't necessary. I need to be careful also when I hide in open text, because, yeah, I mentioned this in other streams, but you can tell there's a lot of unused dialogue, variations of dialogue, or dialogue that just didn't make the cut, or, So, I better not accidentally, because I'm just copy-pasting like the entire folder just to keep things easy, but I am copy-pasting the unused dialogue into the webtoon format one, so I gotta make sure to not accidentally, make those visible and be like, wait, where did this go? Wait, this is cut dialogue. This is not canon. But I like keeping them, just in case I want to look back. So I don't remember what I wrote. I barely remember what I wrote after a couple of weeks of posting this chapter. What is going on here? Huh? That's weird. There's tones. This is like a safety copy. Or did I make this layer and it was... No. Huh. I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. But I'll rename this just in case. I was going to put grassy and I said. How's everything looking? Just gotta check an internet wellness check. It's doing good. Everything's doing good. What was I doing? I already forgot. I was turning off the screen tones. Yeah, the whole screen tone thing, it does take a little bit longer. I was originally doing it with the screen tones on, but then after a while of like screen tone distortion and stuff, I was just like, I can't deal with this. I need to put the time to actually turn it off. Because it actually doesn't look bad. What was this song? I remember this song. I don't remember what it was called. Collision Chaos B. I forgot what B meant. Was that past, future? I forget. If you're not familiar with Sonic CD, it's like a Sonic 2D platformer, but like it has like time travel mechanics. So like there's like present versions of songs of the level, then past versions, and then future versions. I think it was taking advantage of the fact that it was on a CD. I think. I could be wrong about that. So they wanted to put a lot of music, maybe not. A CD does make it so there's more file size, I would assume. This doesn't need to be on here. Also, you can see when I do this version, you can actually see I did draw everything behind the speech bubbles. It is really tempting to not do that. And if you know that you're not going to be doing another format or anything, then you can go ahead and not draw anything to save some time. But I just kind of knew that I would regret it. In terms of just like if I had to come back and do editing. Like I said, I did not know I was going to make this webtoon format version. I was being pretty stubborn that I didn't want to do the webtoon version. But I did put in the work to actually show what's on, you know, draw the whole image. But if you're not, you know, doing what I'm doing, go ahead and not do it. Saves you time. That's important. I actually do like the way this page looks. I think I did vary my angles, like, I do, it's very easy to just, this is the, I think this is 3/4 or whatever, the infamous angle that everybody just uses and never, like, and gets like the bad habit of just always drawing everything in this angle. And I do remember, I am, you know, culprit of that in previous chapters, and probably in this one too, who knows, but, so I remember liking this page because I did vary up the character looking to the right, character looking to the left, from the front. This is kind of more of it, pushing more the, not profile, but kind of more in that direction. Faces getting cropped and blah blah blah. There's more variation. I don't like when there's like I'm repeating like the same thing, unless it's on purpose. And I think this page looks kind of nice. I think this is it. This is kind of a weird, how to say it? This is kind of like the way the layers are, organized. This is all scary. So I need to take a second to make sure I'm not making any mistakes. And that's how you undo what you did on accident. That reminds me, I don't think this playlist is that long. I'm going to, just so I don't have to worry about it later, I'm gonna loop it. Normally I look for like 2 things, but right now I'm just like, we can just jam to the same songs. It's fine. Where am I? Just reopening my tabs very quickly. I'm gonna save really quickly. What was I doing? Right. Did I already select and move that? Yep, I did. Moving on. Yeah, this is what I call the tedious part, but the next part is a bit more fun. When you just start doing, even though like the dialogue can also, all the little fixes I have to do for the speech bubbles, they're a little tedious, but at least it starts taking shape and I don't have to worry too much about like paying attention to like what layer I'm selecting and that I'm not accidentally breaking anything. But we'll get to that in a second. So we just go to this page, another page, and we're good to go. These are probably some of my favorite pages I've written so far in the comic. I very much enjoy writing this character here. Just the little bear girl, who I actually don't think I've revealed her name, but I feel like I've talked about her name in other streams, but in this one you don't get to know. If you know it, then bonus points. Good for you. I think that was all of the art. Yeah. I can put things back to normal. I gotta copy the text. These ones I gotta copy individually, put them up here. I could put them in the folder, but I kind of just like knowing where they were supposed to go. Right, and remember that the top one went unused, as I mentioned like 5 minutes ago. And there we go. Saving. I think that's it for this page, hopefully. Hopefully I didn't make any silly mistakes. Where did this go? It looks like a mess, but it will all start coming together at the end of this stream. Page 19, and that should be the last one. Where's this page? There it is. It's a little slow. There's just a lot of speech bubbles there. Saving again. How's internet doing? I gotta check. I know I just checked, but I like checking. Though I probably shouldn't be checking every 5 minutes. We're gonna... Okay, so page 19, last page. We can actually start moving things around. Let's see if things actually fit. I think they will. I don't think there'll be a problem. I forget what's the, like, image limit in webtoon. I think it is like 100, or... I think it's fine. Usually I go almost like 30, so this one might be like 30 images in total. Maybe 40. We'll see. There's a lot of dialogue. But I can also make the text a little smaller. More text. I think, alright, this page has a lot of unused dialogue. I remember redoing what was the whole point of this page and then trying to find a joke to put in, and yeah, I remember. Lots of unused dialogue. I don't think I will show the unused dialogue on stream because I don't remember where I put. A lot of them, like I said, are placeholders. I was just like writing out ideas, so it might sound like nonsense, or I don't know. Or maybe ideas that I don't want people to know, because there are some unused dialogue pieces that do give you more information about the story, and I was like, I'm gonna save this for later. So I don't think I'll actually show it on stream, the unused dialogue. Yeah, so let me remember how I made that background. Definitely was an asset. I downloaded it off the internet. But yeah, if I somehow finish this early, maybe I'll do some Spirits of Monotony doodles. I had like some visual of some like chapter ideas, and I was like, I'm gonna doodle this. But we'll see if I actually get there. I might not have the energy. But maybe. Tappa. Those I think can stay fine. Oh, this is still like a screen tone. Yeah, halftone copy. Is there... I'll probably leave it as is, but I'm kind of curious. Can you turn this off? Doesn't look like it. I'm not familiar with this kind of thing, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. I guess I made it even more screen tone. That's weird. But I guess I'll turn off the one I put and just leave it as is. It's fine. It's a small one. There's like some distortion, but I don't think, I mean, it might look better because it's just like a weird vibe. I think we'll be fine. Rest ice, is that where I'm at? No, I'm forgetting what I need. Let's merge select layers, right? There we go. We're almost there. We're almost done with the scary part. This is the scary part. Gotta be careful in the scary part. Don't want to damage my files. The way I drew these, I actually don't remember if it was on purpose, but because they're standing in front of each other, but it looks like she's pointing at Jill. I don't think that was on purpose, but I kind of like the way it looks. So I don't think it matters to the dialogue. Or maybe it does symbolically, I don't know. You can view it however you want. I think that's all the art. We'll be seeing these files again if I screw up. And we probably will be seeing them again because there's a lot of dialogue and I remember where it goes. Hilariously enough. So this has 2 text folders that we need to copy. Well, that's scary. Let's not do that again. And moving a lot of hidden speech bubbles, so I do expect some slowdown. Where did you copy? Why are you this big? I'm just gonna not touch that for now. We'll deal with that later. And copy this speech bubble. There we go. I think I can put this back to normal. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. And now we're just gonna hide the mess. Hide the mess. And we can actually begin the quote-unquote fun part. That is still just kind of tedious, but it is what it is. So normally I do all of the images and then dialogue, but then I have to like move everything, so I think it's just better to do the dialogue. So let me actually open the original. This page has not a lot of speech bubbles, yet I still need to remember where to put them, because that's how forgetful I am. Right, consider has onomatopoeias and stuff. So this one says it's little intricacies. So I need to turn on anti-aliasing and make this about a 7. And go in here and make this gray. There's a lot of things I need to do. basically gotta do it for all of the speed troubles here, which there's a lot. So, honestly, it's gonna take a while. I don't think I'm gonna doodle this stream. I know my limitations. Hello. That is very nice to know, but I don't care. Oop. But yeah, like this is, I can already tell that like the resizing and everything is not gonna be too bad. It's just, it's gonna be a lot of it. It's gonna take some time because there's just so many speech bubbles. So there's a chance that I'll only have time to finish this page, or part, I should say, or actually I already forgot what's my go-to size here. I think it was 4. Let's pretend it was 4. But yeah, I know my limitations, so there's a chance we won't finish this tonight. I usually go for 2 hours. I might go for 3, but I don't know if I can actually... I don't know if I really want to push myself. So I might just go for 2. And I'm surprised that like we're already 44 minutes. Time flies. But also it's good for me. I get to rest more. Yeah. Like, there's a part of me that does want to stream 3 hours, but I'm just like, I'm just a pile of bones, I can't withstand that much. Which one goes to the hurrah and then rah. Okay. Hurrah! Anyway. Don't worry about too much of what's going on in this text. Is this rasterized? I think it is. Okay, so I'll just resize it. Let's hide these first. Where did I put the speech rolls? Because they're smaller. And they actually, you know, I have some place for them, but the nature of webtoon is a little different, so. Because as you can see, I can't put it where it went before. Let's see. I could put it here as like an intro speech bubble, but it doesn't match the timing. Ooh, this is actually a tricky conundrum. I might actually do some editing here. So originally I was like, no, I'm gonna keep this page as is. This is the only page I didn't actually split into parts, like a little, like a puzzle, as you can see here. But I think I need to make space for that first speech bubble. Luckily, this is just its own little panel. So, and if I delete a little bit of the actual big drawing, there's not much that we'll be losing. So I think this is the right move. Create just 2 instead of just 1 big panel. That seems good. And then just closer right here. A little bit smaller. That was a big oopsies. It wasn't that big of an oopsie. So yeah, we're just gonna lose some of this art here, but it's not that big of a deal. And I do like open panels like this. That being said, this is a little... Let's see if I can fix it with some blur. Get those lines out of there. Actually, I probably should be using my pencil for this and not the mouse. I think I have better control. My pencil was actually acting out last doodle stream because I accidentally pushed too hard on my pencil. Usually it starts like misbehaving and doing misclicks if I do that. But usually it fixes itself. Don't ask me why, but it does. So, yeah, it seems my pencil seems to be behaving properly. That's good to know. I don't feel ready to buy a new drawing tablet, so hang in there, my ancient drawing tablet. It's almost of age to go to high school. I can't believe it. So I can cover some of the art here. But I do like, this is a good improvisal edit here. I did like 20 misclicks there. Oh, there we go. Oh, this got all distorted. But that's just how it is. Usually this is the 100% anyway, it doesn't look bad. Usually 50 is more accurate to what's gonna look on the phone or something, but yeah. Also, I could probably make this bigger, since now it's not, like, maybe cut the edges, but I think I don't think I'm gonna do that, because, nope, I just remember it's the same layers, so you're actually moving the entire thing, so select it. There we go. There's also space for the hurrahs without losing too much of the art. Oops, exploding my speech bubbles. But yeah, so I do a lot of little edits and decisions. This is a bit more fun than worrying about layers like in the other phase of this edit, but you'll see, there's like, this is like one page with 2 speech bubbles. So you'll see when we get to the others that it's gonna take some time. Now we have to do the hurrahs. Where's the hurrahs? I think I hit them. Where are you? There you are. What you doing over there? Yeah, hurrah was the first and hurrah was the other. I think I can probably put some space here. Wait. Huh. Did I pick the wrong hurrahs? I did. These are the wrong ones. You'll see why in a second. Wait. These are the right ones. I just copy-pasted everything, so I accidentally... There we go. Okay, I'm gonna sneeze for a second. Good thing this microphone has a mute button. Unless it didn't actually work, in which case I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it mutes it. Okay, so I just accidentally copy-pasted the wrong hurrahs. Well, not the wrong side. I put both of them, so I didn't actually need to go looking for them. Let's change the angle here a little bit. Transformation, and we can also... Oh, excuse me? Did the transformation do something I didn't want it to do? Let me check for a second. Oh. What? No. There we go. Let's turn this off. Because it actually basically rasterized it into the layer, and I couldn't actually control the thickness of it, so I just turn it off and turn it on again. I don't know how much of what's your face should it cover. Okay, actually this comes after this one here, so kind of imitate that a little bit. I feel like it will require a lot of rotating. Let's see. Let's undo what we did for a second there. But as you can see, it's the first page, and it's taking a bit. I'm kind of pushing the angle here a little bit, but I do want it to seem like the second raw is in response, but it's also coming from the little window from within the food truck, so yeah, a little harder to do on this. I could utilize more white space to give it space, but I could also just not care. Put it like over here. Just a little bit on top of it, just a little bit. I think we could lose that, like, thing I mentioned. Just leave it as is. Just using my big brain right now. Just when it's all quiet. You're pixelated, sir. Are you also not aliased or whatever? You're probably monochrome. That's the problem, isn't it? I mean, that is part of the problem, I suppose, but you're still pixelated anyway. And you're just a raster layer, so I suppose I can maybe fix this with a blur filter, maybe. That's not what I wanted. What happens if I sharpen it, though? Yeah, I should know. Nothing. Just don't want it to feel that sharp. Actually, I think it looks fine. Also, I'm pretty sure I can just make it feel less sharp by doing this. The white border. We're also losing the tail here. Just really trying to make this look decent. I want to shrink this just a little bit. Just taking some time, but that's okay. Let me see how it feels. No, yeah, that does actually bother me. I'm gonna move this. It's gonna take a second. It's a little bit weird because it's gonna be disconnected with the panel, but I think at least one of these being connected to the window, you can kind of just assume where the second raw is coming from. If I remember correctly, I actually did not copy something from the here, which is these lines here. Which I don't know if I want to copy them, because it's just some squiggles. So I might just hand draw some squiggles. And call it a day. I'm not the master of effects, sadly. Yeah, I can just do squiggles in the other one. Maybe a little bit smaller. That's probably fine. It's just squiggles. I think that's what's gonna be it here. That's what's gonna be it. I think. Yeah, usually I like in webtoon format for things to have their own feeling of space, so I actually am going to move things around a little bit. Nothing too busy. But I think that's for now gonna be page 14. Actually a bit longer than I thought it was gonna be, but that's what happens every time you add the speech bubbles. They need to be, you know, you don't want to have very small texts. People usually don't want to zoom in on webtoon. Page 15. Go. This one has a bit more dialogue now. But also, it's gonna be a little bit more straightforward. But this time I don't actually have the art ready to go, so let's just hide those speech holes for now. And hide the art. And just, you know, just go. So here, I can actually get away with cutting the left side. Because that is just a speech bubble space, which we have plenty of in this format. So I can just cut it so it... Because yeah, if you make it like this, it doesn't look bad, but it makes it look quite small, as you can see here. So I will just be losing some background. It's not the best drawn background, but I do want you to see this jail that appears to look on fire, which isn't actually the case, but I just thought it would be funny. So I want you to be able to see. So now this, it's looking small because it's still horizontal, but it's bigger, and that's all that matters. And wham. Somebody remind me not to forget the wham. Is this the wham? Yep, there it is. I'll actually cancel that because I can't really cancel it. Where is it? Okay, I cover the arm a little bit. I'll probably do the same here, but I just wanted to separate it just in case. Actually, I have to do something quickly. It's gonna be the same thing again. There we go. Gotta turn off the white border because it's gonna keep it at 10 pixels if I transform. There's the wham. And save. Save any kind of progress. Save often. I have run out of things to say, and I think that's fine. Maybe it's for the best. I don't know if this should be borderless or not. It is kind of in your face, so there's a part of me that wanted to be like this. Is this, yeah, this is Star Wars Speedway, isn't it? That is the very well-known one. But maybe not this version. Or maybe it is. I forgot. More horizontal panels. I'll probably crop a little bit of the art just so it can look a little bit bigger. Like here, it's like around here would be the full art. But we don't need that much, as long as we can see like the face a little bit. It doesn't actually look too bad, but yeah, you can see like the vertical ones, like they look big and nice. And these ones are like small. It is what it is. Just, I can feel it. I need more space here. I can already kind of, I've been doing these reformats and I'm starting to be able to see where the speech bubbles are going to go. And I know that I'm going to need a little bit more space. So I'm just going to preemptively give space for the speech bubbles. Man, I am tired, but I guess, you know, I worked today, and I worked yesterday, so it is only natural. You know what I should have done, and maybe I will? Let's see, how far are we in the soundtrack? About halfway done. Okay. About halfway done. About an hour in. Yeah, the stream might not go longer than... I mean, long enough. I wanted to see if I could do like... Instead of looping the soundtrack as being like, okay, we listened to the Japanese Sonic CD, now we can listen to the American one. And then we can compare. I don't know. I just don't remember the American one as much. I know Sonic Generations uses both the American and the Japanese Stardust Speedway. So I know those two songs are probably popular in both versions. Now we're gonna locate my text. Did I copy something I wasn't supposed to? No. Where are you, text? This goes around here. No. I am lost now. Of course we're open, where's of course we're open? That goes around here. Max so sweaty goes here. These are not used apparently. This is the first run of the panel. I do kind of remember this one. This one also goes here. I forgot what things goes actually. Okay, it's just right, this goes here. Where's some things? I accidentally misclicked the thanks. How awful. Where does this go? This goes with the Jill I can't see over here. Hello. This goes here. And what is copy? What are you? I guess it's one of those ghost layers. Let's see. Is it in here? Yep. Must have been unused dialogue or something. Means I can delete you. Boop. Breaks the entire chapter. Clips to your crashes. That one hidden layer was actually keeping it all together. Alright. Means that everything's where it's supposed to be, I think. Oops. What am I doing? Oh yeah, this is gonna take some time. Like, I thought I was like, oh, because I already had this started, like, partially. And I was like, we can finish this on the stream. Like, on this specific stream, and I'm like, and no. This is some of the, like, just the amount of, like, speech bubbles I have to, like, resize, and I'm just like, this side is gonna be so many that I'm just not gonna be able to make it. Not tonight. But I'll do as much as I can. Just a lot of resizing. I haven't decided whether this is better than doing the speech bubbles from scratch, which I was doing in the previous chapters. I was like, oh, they'll, you know, they're already like vectors or whatever. That make it easy. We'll make it easier, and somehow I feel like it's taking about the same amount of time. This was before I started actually doing the proper, like, I was doing the shapes of the bubbles, which, I mean, they're still circles. I just wanted them to look kind of imperfect. Until I used, like, a speech bubble. This preset or something here. Is this the speech bubble? Yeah, okay. Where can this go? Probably here. I appreciate all the weird noises they use for the Sonic CD music. I like it. You know, I said I needed to warm up, and then I get more like chatty as the stream goes on. And right now I'm just like, I am quite gone, but it's okay. People are here for the art. Maybe not. Maybe they're here for the bones. Who knows? Maybe for the purple vibes. Maybe for the Sonic. Who knows? I almost want to actually cover a little bit of the speed lines. Alright, what am I? Oh. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I almost like it here on the edge. Like, even if it's covering her arm a little bit. I almost clicked on my stream preview. I forgot where I was supposed to be clicking. Click the whole thing to resize the speech bubbles. Doesn't matter if things get a little broken for a second there. One day I'll play the old Sonic games. One day. I am more of a modern Sonic guy. I'll make this tail a bit longer just because it looks more aggressive. At least that's what I think when I see it, if it's long. Especially if they're not usually long. Oh, for some reason I thought there was another speech hole. I guess I could lower this a little bit more. For some reason I thought there was another, like, bubble somewhere. Well, I don't think it looks that bad. I have to think of conversation topics, but I can't think of one. I can only think of productivity. Did I forget to change the anti-alias in these? Yeah, I did, but I wonder if I should care. I kind of do care, though, so I want to fix that really quickly. It's like subtle, but I care. Let me think. What can I bring up? Normally I'm just yapping about my comic stuff, but I feel like I've yapped enough about it, at least in a lot of these streams, so I can't really come up with anything new that I would say, hey, there's this thing I can talk about, blah blah blah. I know there doesn't necessarily need to be, things can be quiet, but, I think it makes sense to get used to speaking constantly. That is kind of the point of the stream. But, let's see. Because actually it's a little bit more space that I wanted. Normally, I want a lot more space, but... So I'm gonna fix it a little bit, just a little bit of fixing. Yeah. In the original draft of this, I wasn't really thinking how I was gonna draw this and stuff, but I did know that Penny was behind Jill here, and I realized that it was a little tricky to draw Penny behind Jill, at least with my current art style, without making Jill look like she's on fire. So I just kind of leaned into the bit, which is why this ended up being the way it was. Because it is a pretty big drawing, so technically you can have a lot of detail, I just didn't want to. I don't think it mattered, and I think it's funnier that way, even if it's inaccurate to what's actually going on. I think it's funny. So I kept it. A lot of these songs are in Mania, so it just makes me think of Sonic Mania, not CD. Like this one. We're almost on page 15. It only took, I don't know how long, but I am surprised. Maybe not that, I shouldn't be that surprised. That we aren't even at the part where I said, like, this speech was gonna take so long. But I'll probably, actually, because I always say I can finish this off stream and I don't, but I will actually probably finish this one off stream. Especially so I can give, like, my 100% focus. And then next stream maybe we can start part 5. Wouldn't that be exciting to actually move on to another part? Hee hee. We're actually almost... I need to actually start getting these done, because we're actually almost done with... actually, we are done with page... chapter 3. I already posted the last part on webtoons. The next part is going to be a bonus, the 4 coma bonus panels, comic strips, whatever. And then after that is chapter 1, part 1. So, yeah, maybe this one will come out in like a month, this part I'm working on, but... You know, it's catching up to me, so I need to finish it so I can finally finish the extras of chapter 4 and actually start working on chapter 5. Yeah, it's taking a while. I might actually bubble this one this time, especially because there's space. Just make it 7, and then anti-aliasing, make it 7, anti-aliasing, and then boop, gray. Can I click something else, please? There we go. Gray, gray, and I didn't anti-alias you because I forgot. What is this one? I also forgot here. YouTube will get so angry at this thought. I actually don't know if speaking over music actually helps with copyright strikes or whatever, or copyright claims. Not that I'm monetized or anything, so it doesn't matter. Like, all the claims I've gotten is just like, hey, and then that's it, because I'm not monetizing my YouTube channel. Not that I can monetize it, but if I start monetizing, maybe I'll be more careful with my soundtrack choices and blah 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 blah, and just let these streams die. Not streams, but you know. Not get any monetization. Is this rotated? Am I going insane? Is this rotated? I can't tell. It's probably fine. I'm just probably going crazy because I'm tired. Where's the very good? Okay, no, very good should go below. Rotate it for 1. And yeah, so I think, wait. Oh no, I did remove all of the like wave text and peak and stuff, because like it could like matter, but you can kind of tell what's going on here visually. I don't think you need any text to explain that she's waving. I think I drew it very clearly, right? I'm gonna pretend like I'm playing Donkey Kong for a second. There was that mosquito flying around. I was gonna clap it, but nope, never mind. No Donkey Kong. We beat that game. We don't need that game. Clapping is over, party. We'll never clap again. I promised after beating that game that I would never clap again. But they lied. I clapped like a bunch of times earlier today. This can be... This is just like a random comment. It doesn't need to be that... Like, I almost want it to be even smaller, which I don't know how it's going to look. It's pretty small, but I think it should be like that. Basically, just put it here. Just like a small comment. Here's a good spot for it. Actually, I kind of like this, because it's getting caught up. I kind of want this a little bit low. I think that's it for page 15, I think. Let's see. Let's see for a second. And okay, 1 hour and 30 minutes. I might go slightly over 2 hours. I probably won't though. I gotta be careful with my sleep schedule. And me resting, so. It's too... It almost feels like I'm just starting to get warmed up when I get to 2 hours. Well, I don't want to stream like a ton. 3 hours feels like a better like medium. But yeah. A little bit too to the left, in my opinion. Just center a little bit. Yeah, even this one. Even if I could cover her hand a little bit, I think I'd rather have it this be here. I think I want this centered. There's little changes like that. Just making sure everything looks right. I really do want to start going full on chapter 5, but I've been so busy. Just started working on that. For some reason I thought there was more dialogue on this page, so I think I am gonna just like go whoop, a little bit higher, not too much. Okay, let's see what this looks like. 15. A bit of drama, so the next one is going to be a bit lower, a little bit of white space. That looks good. Time for page 16. I know I don't need to save you, but No, I'm not gonna save you. I'll be confident that I didn't do anything important. Because I didn't. I know I didn't. I have the U again. Let's see how we adapt this one. Okay, with some manipulation we can make this more vertical, but we'll see how it goes. Saving. I'm going to page 16. So this page, so this one, I mean, it's straightforward, but this whole reaction, almost like reaction panel. Like, I could try to manipulate it, or I could leave it as is. Yeah, her face is cut off in half, which I could cut it a little bit more in half. And I can do this, yeah, just cut a little bit of the tree here, just a little bit, to make it look a little bit bigger. Because you don't need this empty space here that much, but I could just keep it as is and keep the speech bubble there in the middle. Because I do like it there in the middle, but we'll see how it all ends up, how it lines up. For now, I'm gonna leave this like this. Where am I now? Right, another Y. There's just a lot of horizontals. I think big horizontal panels like this one are nice in the book format, but yeah. But when you do it in webtoon, it ends up looking like this. That being said, these are not that important, and I can actually cut a lot. So I can do it like this. It's gonna look a little small, but it's not the most important panel, so it's kind of funny that they're small, so it's okay. When it's like a big dramatic panel that I want to look big, that's when I'm start getting worried. Like, oh, what is this gonna look like? And yeah. But for this one, I think it's fine. I'll just put the speech all up here, and it's gonna look fine. What's the next part? This one. I was gonna say, did I actually draw jail on this one? I almost always draw what's behind the speech alls, but for some reason, there was something about this one where I was like, did I? This actually looks fine. Yeah. Maybe it's good that I am very low energy this stream. It balances out the high energy nonsense of the Sonic Hero stream. Where plenty of bits were made, and they were hilarious. I promise. They were so funny, you'll die. So maybe you shouldn't watch that VOD, because it's, you know, it's dangerous to watch, really. Like, you don't want to do that. Maybe do yourself a favor and avoid my comedic genius. Then we have a little ring, and the panel gets a little bigger. Let's see how we do this here. It's a tiny panel, but as you can see, it's pretty big, just in normal size. Let's see how I adapt this. Almost, because I don't need, let me check, okay, I'll do this really quickly. Yeah, I made space for the ring. So, because of the nature of this one, I don't need it, so I might edit this panel to look more square. And kinda small. Like, yay big. And then, let's see how thick I need this to be. There seems fine. I'm gonna eyeball this a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. In a second, I want to like have this whole thing I do here is I open up the panel opens up here. So I want to capture that same thing going on here. Center this a little bit, no, because then that loses the opening up thing. I really want it to look big. Is a 9 good? Yeah. Well, I could always do a 10 and then fix the line up top by a couple of pixels. Let's see if it captures the effect. It might need more spacing, but yeah, I think that works. Works just fine. A little stretch. And that's page 16's art. We can move on to dialogue. I'll make this like 10. I wonder if I should keep this wide or not. As I do like this weird wide speech. So I could just keep it be, you know, the classic. Also, if you're not familiar with this song, enjoy it. This is not in the US version. I think the US version for this was the Sonic Boom song, which is a very different vibe, but they're both fun songs. Yeah, I think I should keep this like almost vanilla, just the same idea. I wonder if it should be disconnected though. I'll leave it like that for now. I'll decide later if I want to fix it. I mean, I think we looped the playlist now. I know I said I was gonna do the, Did it loop, actually? No, I think we did loop. And now I said I was gonna do the US version, but we'll do the next stream. So if you don't forget by next stream what this soundtrack sounds like, you know, you won't know to compare, but, you know, I think it'll be a fun comparison thing. I can barely speak right now. I'm kind of dying. I'm not dying. I'm just like, what am I saying? Is anything I'm saying making any sense? It probably is. I was just saying, it'll be fun to do the next stream, but with Sonic CD's American soundtrack. That's it. Because this is a Japanese one. Even though it's in English. But they probably want it to be in English, because, I don't know. For funsies. What comes next? Sit where? Ever. There it is. Yeah, I usually actually do organize these while I'm doing, you know, the art, but eh. There we go, we found them. But yeah, based on timing, I think I'm gonna call it like after, call it a stream after I do this page, so page 16. I think once this is all organized, I'm gonna call it for now, because yeah, the next, I'm getting a little tired, and the next few pages are pretty dialogue heavy. Well, no, not the next one, but the next one. There's gonna be a lot of little edits and stuff, and it's gonna take like a billion years, so I think this is a good cutoff point. Even though I probably should go for 3 hours, but I don't think I have it in me. Well, it's weird. Certain editing things like this is not that like heavy thinking, but there are some things I'm so used to drawing, like doodling, that I could do some like doodles in terms of just like doodles of my characters, just so I can like make the stream run a little bit longer. I'll think about it. Because like the idea of still doing this for like half an hour more kind of, I don't know if I want to, but doodling, maybe. That's not Penny saying that. I was like, it doesn't have the like inside tail, so it's good. Okay, give me a second. This is a bit of a weird one. So for now I'm just gonna, this looks fine, but I need to actually decide. Yeah, because this is like, yeah, because jail is being covered, so maybe I'll do that. It's a bit of a weird one for this format. $67, that's just gonna make it too big. But yeah, maybe I can, you know, I can gather up energy and stream for a bit longer. It's because we haven't gotten that much done. A decent amount down, yes, but enough? I don't know. I guess I'll delete Penny's legs here. I don't think they matter that much. Who needs the legs anyway? Again, but her, like, exiting the panel is a good idea like this. I like the way it looks. Yeah, I did the same thing before. I guess I could, because in this one I covered, like, you can still see just, like, sort of smile. I could just do this. Cover a different part of the Jill. She's not important for this panel. Except she kind of is, so it's kind of funny because Penny's pointing at her, so I kind of like the idea that you can't see a part of her. It makes it kind of funny. I forget if that was my intent or not, but it is now. A silly balloon head. Maybe I'll make this a little like this. I always wonder what's the rule for, like, it's technically her head is off screen, but you can see her hands here. So whenever I can see a part of a character on screen, I still count it as this tail and not the inside of the speech bubble tail. I don't know what's, like, what other people do. I'm curious to know. Because is this Jill? But it's not really, well, it's in Jill, but it's not pointing at, well, it's sort of pointing at her, but you know. So, it feels clear to me that it's what's-her-face speaking, but... me yawning. Skeletons can yawn, do you know that? Even if we're in a pile. I can do it. We can go a little over 2 hours. Just a little over 2 hours. I know I said I was gonna call it on this, but I just feel like I must. I must push onward. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. Not like pushing too much. Just a little pushing. Ah ha ha ha. Where's ah ha ha? There it is. There should be a lot of rings. How many rings did it do? 3 rings. Where is the 3rd ring though? Oh, there they are. I don't know where they're separated into 2 layers, but... Let's see. Where can I put these? Normally they're next to the phone, to the lines, but... I kind of feel like switching it up a little bit. Maybe like in the corners of the box. This doesn't seem too bad. Everyone needs to be big. So 14 might be good. It's not too big. And this, I gotta fix this. Yeah, one day I'll actually start drawing chapter 5. One day. For now, this is what you get. This is all you get. For now. I don't know why I'm being aggressive. It's the time. This is late for me. It might not be late for you, but it is late for me. Now look at triangle the rings. Now we can actually move on to the speech bubbles. And keep forgetting the anti-aliasing, and it's fine. I can just do this, and there we go. Yeah, because the next page is actually not that bad in speech bubbles, so I can go for another page. Actually, let's make this an 8. Oops. And since I am going over, and I'm not actually in the stream like I literally said 2 seconds ago, give me a small second. I'm gonna change things up. I'm gonna change it up a little bit in terms of music. Okay, so this is this the correct? I think this is the correct one. This should be the correct one. Boop. So now we can switch to the American Sonic CD soundtrack, because I am gonna keep going a little bit longer. We looped it a little bit, but it's okay now. Now we can listen to the American Sonic CD. Yeah, I think, did the title thing explode, or... Okay, it's all good. How long is this soundtrack? Is this actually shorter? Maybe. Maybe we can go as far as the soundtrack takes us for the stream. So for the full, proper comparison in a single stream. I still think I prefer the Japanese one, but I don't remember these tracks that well, so we'll see. Maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe Sonic will make me eat those words. Eat those words. I forget what's the quote. It's okay. Fake Sonic fan. Coming through. The text is gone. No, it's okay. Little mistakes. Little accidents are okay. How's the internet doing? It's doing good. It's doing good. Actually, in this one I have the speech bubbles connected. I think I'm gonna have them separated this time. I almost prefer it this way. Yeah. I am very curious about Sonic CD, because I could never get into Sonic, and I don't think Sonic CD is going to be the one to get me into it. But at least I would like to see how the heck the time travel mechanics work in that game, because it sounds interesting. It's probably just annoying in practice, but I like the sound of weird time travel in a side-scroller. How many panels is this? Out of pure curiosity, because this is not a bad cutoff point, but I feel like this is too short for a cutoff point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's too little. Too short, too. Anyway, I'm a liar. We're not in the stream yet. I have found newfound energy from the Sonic Boom soundtrack. Is this the same song? Why are you playing the same song again, sir? Is this like an alternate version? Are we just listening to the song again because it's good? Opening version. I guess there's a different version. And that's okay, because the song is good. Because it would play on the... I remember Sonic Mad Collection did have this intro. They didn't have Sonic CD though. You needed the Sonic Gems collection for that, I think, and I never had that. But a friend did. And it was quite a neat collection. And now we're back to page 17. I need to open that really quickly. Page 17. So we're missing 3 pages. Page 17, 18, and 19 for this part. Page 18 and 19 are the vague ones, the one with like lots of speech bubbles. But this one's okay. We can keep working on this. Yeah. Oh, I guess it was shorter though. Maybe it's, you know, to match the timing of the animated thing, which looked really nice. Good old 90s animation. When did CD come out, Sonic CD? Was it 95? I forget. It must have come out at some point around there. Sonic's 91. Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. This one also has a lot of speech bubble space, so I can cheat and just crop a little bit of the art, background art. I'm sure the background artist, me, won't mind. So you can just do it like this. I could make this bigger and also cut the clank. I guess I could move the clank. Because I do kind of want to crop that part, but I want to keep the clank, so I'm just gonna... move this over here. Copy paste so I can do a angle here. Hello. You're saying things and now I have to read things. How dare you make me use my brain a little bit more. I'll read your comment in a second. How dare you. Clank. Crank. Dude. That's a quick fix, but I think it's for the best. I almost want this to be another open panel, but the background just doesn't look good, so... Save really quickly. The Sonic CD, the Bloodborne of the original Sonic games. It was developed currently with 2, if I remember right. Maybe. Maybe Sonic CD is the Bloodborne of Sonic games. Does Bloodborne also have 2 soundtracks, depending on the Japanese and the English versions? Yeah, I always forget that Sonic CD is, like, I don't know why my brain always goes Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, then CD, but I'm pretty sure it's not, right? Because CD was... Because it's for the Sega CD's add-on. And I always just kind of picture CDs as like more modern. So I thought it was, yeah, some of the songs I was reading. Yeah, because it's CDs and this, my brain always just assumed that Sonic CD was after Knuckles and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But it's not, right? Because Sonic looks, they changed the art style or Sonic's design a little bit in 3, and I think CD looks more, you know, similar to 1 and 2. Yeah. I always forget that that's the case. I always see, yeah, CD as after 3. Which might have also been misinformed because of Sonic Mad Collection, which is, I guess, because it's just maybe just the basic Genesis ones. It is a bit weird that it doesn't come with it. I'm pretty sure. So it's just weird that Sonic Mad Collection is like 1, 2, and 3 and Knuckles. And then it's like, CD, you gotta play Gems Collection. That also confused me. Which also further made me think that CD was after 3. So it's Sega's fault, it's not my fault. Blame Sega. If you wanna ever see me suffer, force me to stream playing Sonic the Hedgehog, like 1, 2, and 3 in CD, and you'll see me suffer. I am of the hater side of those games. I've tried a couple of times, but I can never get into them. I'm glad this actual panel actually doesn't look too bad on this. I like the way I drew Jill's profile here. There was just something about it that looked nice. But yeah, the soundtracks, it is definitely a different vibe, which is interesting. But they were both obviously trying to capture some, almost like, you know, capture the level theme within the music, so it's interesting seeing both interpretations. Actually, a lot of this instrumentation makes me think of Mario Sunshine. They use a lot of these noises, I think. Which maybe that's because they were trying to communicate like tropical setting probably. Yeah, Palm Tree Panic. Yeah. I remember 3 and Knuckles I think was one of the ones that I got into more. Well, technically it was, they have them separated in Mega Collection, that's how I play them. I think you can unlock 3 and Knuckles, but like they treat it as a separate game. So like you unlock 3, then Sonic and Knuckles, and then 3 and Knuckles. And the way you unlock games in Mega Collection was kind of stupid. It was just like, play Sonic 30, boot up Sonic 30 times, boot up Sonic 240 times. It was like, it was really just tedious, not really hard. Yeah. Yeah, I think the last Sonic game I tried to play was 1, and I was just like, I really tried to get far in it, and it was like, there's a lot of like mean level design, where it's just like, I gotta just know the level. Which I guess that's just kind of the idea with Sonic. It starts getting fun. Once you memorize the levels and speedrun them, they get kind of fun. But When you're an impatient adult, it's just like, I hate this. I hate this. I am curious about Mania, because Mania is the one that most people agreed was good. Even though it's a like classic Sonic look, but most people were like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, huh. I'm curious to see what Mania did. Yeah, I think they made different versions of Mega Collection. Different ports and stuff. There was like Mega Collection Plus, I think. That might have been the DS one. Which I don't know what it added, really. There's a Mania sequel? These are gonna be the same. So it should probably be the same size. I don't know how big this should be though. Let's see, how big do they look here in 50? Like like I said that I do want the art to be noticeable, but I also don't want it to be that big. Let's try here. Was it directly connected to Mania? Because I think I remember that one. I just remember feeling like it was something else, but... Yeah. Definitely preferring the funky vibes from the Japanese soundtrack. Not that I would say this is necessarily bad. It's just something more... jumps out to me more. We'll see. I do remember Stardust Speedway was good in this one. That's why, like I said, that's why the, I think Generations and maybe also Mania used both Stardust Speedways. Like the Japanese and the US one. We'll get to it eventually. Well, I decided I'm not gonna end stream until we finish this soundtrack. So we will get to Stardust. Do you think Sonic 4 the movie will have any kind of CD representation? Or you think they're just going like, CD? How about you CD? No, I'm not gonna continue that joke, actually. You could probably imagine what I was going for, but maybe not. I mean, it has the two, I mean, the teaser includes the two characters from CD, so you would think. Which further confuses the masses with when did CD come out? I should do it this way. I don't want it to take too much space. As long as I can keep the speech bubbles within, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, here and now wait, I need space for all set. So maybe a little bit of spacing might be good. Yeah, they'll have references to... They'll make it seem like it's CD, but then it's like, it's actually Sonic 06. It's like, but Metal Sonic's not... It's Sonic 06, but Metal Sonic... Didn't they make, in the Knuckles show, a reference to, like, Mephiles? Or not Mephiles, Iblis? I forget. I didn't watch the Knuckles show, so I actually don't know. Is the Flames of Disaster something from 06? I'm not that familiar with like the terminology, but I remember the Iblis trigger, they'd have to do with flames and stuff. Also had to do with Blaze. Well, sorta. All I remember is that Silver had to do something with Iblis and he couldn't do it, so Blaze just had to do it. It was funny. You know plenty of 06, I'm sure. I think you know enough, probably. Let's account for the speech bubble here. Nice, that's the... Oh yeah, that's the BioWare one, right? That where like this... The soundtrack guy had to make the soundtrack in like a week or something. Yeah, he delivered. God damn it. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that game except for that part. Yeah. I'm actually not that familiar with the soundtrack. Maybe we should listen to it next stream. We should just listen to it on loop. I actually don't know much about the game itself, I just know the lore of the soundtrack. Yeah. It was a weird, interesting sounding game. Why are these in the same layer? Weird. Well, as long as they're visible, I can separate them a little bit. Yeah, they must have been together at some point, and that's why I put them together. Then I made a different choice. And then I changed my mind. Is this also connected? What's going on here? I think I literally did say... I think I do remember doing this and being like... changing my mind also. You're making my job slightly more difficult past me. Okay, there's all my speech bubbles. There we go. How's the soundtrack going? How far are we in? Not that far. There's still a ways to go. Sonic CD is giving me energy to keep going. Even though this soundtrack is significantly more... I don't know if the word's understated. I don't think that's the word, but it's kind of more chill. Less wacky noises like in the Japanese one. Well, that one has some wacky noises there. Just thanks for looking at me like a fool song. I assume the music in this game was a big deal because of, I guess it could have like higher quality sound samples, right? Is that accurate? I would assume. I would assume that that's why both like games have like a intro song with lyrics and stuff. So it was Sonic in a CD. And you had to buy the Sega CD, which I think was like really expensive, what, like $200 or something? Yeah, Sega did some interesting things. Well, actually, to be fair, Nintendo did the same thing with the N64, with the Nintendo 64 DD. They just did it a little bit later. They were like, Sega didn't work for Sega. But it will work for us, right? And then they did it, and they did like, what, 7 games compatible, and then they canned it. I don't think it even arrived in America, right? But yeah, Sega usually was ahead when it came to coming up with ideas. They were just a little too ahead of their time. I actually don't remember. I think I know, like, what was it, Paper Mario, I think? And F-Zero, I think, had versions for that, I think. Majora's would make some sense, because it's a way later game. Did Animal Crossing use DD? I don't know. When did Animal Crossing came out in Japan? That was an N64 game, right? I forgot to do the anti-aliasing dance. You never forget to do the anti-aliasing dance. Never. No, you're gonna be all aliased. And pointy. People will be hurt by you. (2001). What? Space Odyssey? Animal Crossing. Okay, yeah, that's old. mean, there's a couple N64 games that came out that year, I think, but yeah, 2001 is crazy. Or it's not that crazy, honestly. Why did they make that a GameCube game in America? Was it just because it was close enough to release that they were like, we can put this on the GameCube? I did always wonder, because I always remember seeing Animal Crossing and being like, why does it look so bad for the GameCube? And I was like, oh, I see. That explains everything. Like, for N64 it looks fine, but for GameCube I'm like, what? But then it all made sense when I did some research. That's crazy. Oops. I want to get to Stardust Speedway. This soundtrack is just not my thing. I prefer the Japanese one. There, I said it. Controversial take, probably. I kind of don't think so, but I actually don't know. It is a pretty different vibe though. I do remember. Wait, what game also? This isn't the first time a game has two soundtracks, right? Didn't Sonic 3D Blast also have two different soundtracks, like the Saturn version and the Genesis version? Okay, we also need to do a comparison of that one. I remember, I forget which one of the two had some pretty good songs. Some of them I think they actually reused in Sonic Adventure. For Sonic 3D Blast, I remember, because I remember hearing a song from Sonic Adventure and being, I like this song. And then hearing it in Sonic 3D Blast and being like, wait, what? I thought this was an adventure song. You're telling me 3D Blast has, you know, good things about it? I mean, it's a Sonic game. You gotta expect at least one or two good songs. That is just one of the, you know, the facts of life. There's death, and then there's Sonic having good music. Actually, you know, I was criticizing myself for giving me more work, but actually maybe Past Me was actually onto something, because now that these two speech bubbles are connected, I can just do this. So maybe Past Me knew that this was gonna happen, so he was like, you're gonna thank me for actually having these connected. Because you're gonna make a webtoon version, and this is what and it's gonna save you, like, 30 seconds, 10 seconds. So I don't have to worry about connecting these layers, even though I think I did figure out how to do it fast now, so maybe I didn't save myself something, so it's thanks for nothing me. You actually didn't do anything. That's great. Actually, I didn't know that about Sonic 3, that's interesting. How's my internet doing? All good? It looks good. Oh, there's also this speech bubble. I guess I'm gonna just put it on the bottom here, and then make it all wider. There's no need to be vertical, my friend. Now you can be a wide speech bubble. The exciting world of lettering. Actually, anytime you think like a position in a comic, it like seems easy, like lettering, think again. Because then you gotta do onomatopoeias and think fonts, and then you'll realize that there is no easy job in comics. Everything has its own expertise. I've seen it. Like, you don't think about it much, but lettering is a big thing in a lot of ways. Just like, especially if you're doing color comics and stuff, there's a lot of things you can do. And we're seeing, you know, a letterer and at the end of a webtoon show like a lot of the text they made, and there was like a lot of variation in color, and I was like, yeah, that's work. Or colorist. Colorist is, that one's pretty crazy too. You would think. You know, you naturally think coloring's easy, right? And it's like, nah. You need to know colors. There's a reason my comic's black and white. Legal issues, the good old thing. Is this now because of like the Steam era? Because I know Jet Set Radio has a lot of songs, not a lot, but a couple songs that they actually removed from the Steam version. Even though you already like I'm pretty sure they patched them out. So like I remember playing Jet Set Radio and then playing it later and being like, wait, they removed the song. I know what song plays in this level, and it's not this. Which feels a little gross, but yeah. Animal Crossing was the last Nintendo game made famous. It was right at the end of the console's life. N64 was about to kick the bucket. I'll make this really small. Yeah, at least for the Steam version. I guess I can just leave this as it was, just like really tiny. I actually think 3 pixels is fine. It is incredibly small, but whatever. Let's make this 5. Or 7 or 8. No, 5. I don't want it to be too pixelated. Where are we now? Quartz Quadrant. Actually, I wasn't paying attention to like the actual names of the songs. I don't remember what the Japanese sounded for this. It's definitely way different. We're almost there, maybe. Honestly, I might speed up the soundtrack if I feel like I'm actually getting tired, but you know. No, definitely my vote is still Team Japanese version of the Sonic City. These are fine songs, but I just prefer the Japanese one. Also, I want to lower these panels right here. I said it wasn't gonna go 3 hours, but here we are. We're doing it, and it's all thanks to Sonic. All thanks to the blue blur. Do it like this. You almost like this could be a really easy just connect them, but I could do this where I like don't have a thing. Just gotta assume that the character is continuing the dialogue. That's, I think, what I usually did in the comic version. I don't know if webtoon has different like speech bubble language, but I assume it just depends on how you do it. I don't know. It's weird. Everybody has their own version, I guess. Where is okay? Where are you, okay? Yeah, I knew I was forgetting something. There you are. Are you okay, girl? It's interesting seeing how like the size changing and how big a speech bubble needs to be changes where you can put it. Because here, there's plenty of space to put it there next to the arm and hand. And here it's just like, it doesn't feel right. All the instruments we're using just makes me think of other games. This makes me think of a song that would be in the first like Crash Bandicoot or something. And the previous instruments made me think of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Wrong anthropomorphic franchise is me. And also wrong color. Should I just be disconnected? I'll do disconnected. Frantically. Whoops, I actually needed my music. I mean, there's still a bunch of songs left, though. There's a couple of them that are just like the. Let's see, special stage. This seems like new renditions. I'm just now being like, I want to go to bed. But we are almost at Stardust Speedway, and yeah, and that's basically it. Well, Metallic Madness also. I actually do want to hear Metallic Madness, because those ones are pretty good also in the Japanese version. We gotta stay awake for Sonic. We cannot speed this up. I cannot cheat. There's nothing I can do. Nothing. This almost fits pretty well. But maybe I'll do it like this. Like, it almost feels like it can be like the original. This can be like a 10. That can be a 10. Maybe an 11. Maybe a 12. I just want it to be big. I think that's page 17. So because thanks to Sonic, we're not ending here, we're still going. All thanks to Sonic. So you can thank Sonic. I think we finally made it to Stardust. That's page 17. Saving progress. Go to page 18. Page 18 is the beefy one, if I remember correctly, in terms of speech bubbles. Yeah, that's a lot of speech bubbles right there. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be one of those make the file longer. So we already used like a lot of it. It's a long part, what can I say? Cancel what was going on here, please. I don't know what it was attempted to transform, but not happening. This one is cut off on purpose. It's just how we did the panel. Almost there, and I'm also kind of not sitting in a proper way. I need to sit better. I thought this stream was gonna end sooner. But here we are. Staying up. Breaking the rules. Just gotta cut those pixels. Cut them. Wait a second, that's not cut off on purpose. I was gonna say, something's fishy here. Very fishy indeed. Okay, let's try that again. I don't know what happened there, but something happened. Maybe like I selected it wrong at some point. Or maybe I accidentally cropped it without realizing. I also copied the wrong layer. Did you copy the whole thing? What's going on, me? What's going on? I selected the correct thing, and then I did this. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. It's all on camera, so whatever I did, it's there. I don't know what's going on. I think I keep making like 20 mistakes. As she says here, please bear with me. do not mind bearing with me, because I feel like I just need to copy paste. What's so difficult about this, me? Please, just do the thing. Do the thing correctly. There we go. I don't know why she was cropped. There, she is all cut off. But I don't know how that happened. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. We had a little scary. A little scary happened there. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm finally dying. Maybe streaming 3 hours instead of 2 was a mistake. Anyway. We fixed it. That was scary. Let's not let that happen again. Anyway. Now we have the Jill and the Penny. I think I'm gonna actually resize them at the same time. This might be good, I kinda like this. There we go, that's the one. That's the one we're waiting for. Yeah, I definitely like the what they did with the Sonic Generations version of this. It's a good one. I need to play Generations. Which I am a little glad I never played Generations now because I have the perfect, you know, I can buy Sonic X Shadow without feeling bad that I'm rebuying the game. Kind of similar to what happened with Mario 3D World. I was like, nice, I get to play the game I didn't play and the bonus. Cool. I need to make this file a bit longer now. I ran out of space. I guess I'll add 4,000 for now. I feel like I will need more. But, yeah. That's the wrong thing I'm supposed to be selecting, and I wasn't looking, so there we go. Mistake fixed. So I put this down here. No! I always wonder why that happens. I think it's because I let go of shift first, and then let go of the click. Classic rookie mistake. Oops, not the ruler. I have the Shine panel. And a big panel, which is gonna look very small because it's a horizontal one. I can crop a little bit of the edges, but it's not gonna save it. It is what it is. Just a little bit smaller. Yeah, better make it be like that. Crop a little bit of the edges. So we can get a slightly larger drawing. If you ever want to do a 3-hour stream, just play both the Japanese Sonic City soundtrack and the US Sonic City soundtrack, and that's about 3 hours, it seems. There's no other way to measure 3 hours in time. You actually have to do it. It is scientifically impossible to measure 3 hours without listening to the soundtrack. Trust me, I tried. And I failed. Look how small the horizontal panel looks compared to what originally was a kind of a small panel in this one. It's crazy. Now, if this was the end of the chapter, this would be perfect spacing. Yes, there we go. It's not. We still have another page to go. Now, to locate my speech bubbles. That's gonna take a second, which might be the rest of the stream. Yeah, it's gonna take a second. It's a lot of speech rolls. And there's a whole lot of removed dialogue. This goes all the way at the bottom. At least I know that. This goes here. This goes around here. This goes with the Shine panel. Oops. This also goes with the Shine panel. Be there less than a second, so it goes at the bottom panel. This also goes to the bottom panel. And this one goes up here. Why are you so big? Why are you so big? Is there like a hidden... It's like a hidden... What the heck is that? What is that? Get out of here. Club Studio crashes. Computer explodes. That one line was actually keeping everything together. And I destroyed it. Stream's dead. I'm always afraid to delete those mistakes, because... What if... It still doesn't, like, explain me what was the deal with the hexagon. One time instead of a line like that, it was a hexagon, and I was like, what? Why is it a hexagon? This goes here. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, apparently you also have a mistake somewhere. Okay, at least that one I can believe it. It's like a weird, maybe thought bubble type thing. I don't know, but we fixed it. Fixed it good. Almost there. I said this already, but yeah, my vote is still Japanese Sonic CD soundtrack. My credit is due. I think there was another song that I remember people... I don't know if it was the final boss song or something. That's a song that I recognize that people are like, oh, people use this one. Was it the song that sounded creepy? It might have been the creepy song. But yeah, resizing text, speech bubbles, riveting. But that's what it takes to have a comic. We're almost done with this slightly longer stream than usual. I was not planning on streaming this much, but here we are. Doing what we must. For the sake of productivity. Yeah, this is the song I said. This is the creepy song. At least I find it creepy. I've heard it. People use it sometimes in their videos. I think this is where I started doing the weird, like, wobbly speech bubbles. Which look more like mistakes than stylistic choice, but, you know. Do other people find this song creepy? Because it might just sound wacky, but to me it sounds upsetting. There's just something about it. Like, I can see this in a horror game, even if it's an old one. Apparently it's a short song. Also, I guess it's the last song in the game, because, you know, it's over. Actually, I think the rest is just fanfares. Let me check. Yeah, and then the last ones are just like, they seem like modern things, because they were mentioning Crush 40 and stuff in this playlist. Yeah, so. But I think, let me check. we're about to reach 3 hours, so I'm not even gonna finish this page, because there's still a bunch of speech bubbles to do, so that's gonna be it for the stream. Thank you for joining this slightly longer Friday art stream, where we discussed Sonic and listened to Sonic. It's a good time. There's gonna be a lot of Sonic in these streams, because I like Sonic. Who doesn't like Sonic, you know? Apparently this is the Game Over song, so it's kind of funny that they combine some of the samples for the final boss in the Game Over song. So I guess that's kind of fun. Let me check. Okay. Well, I think that's gonna be it. I think that was a good art stream. This is kind of ended up being a very beefy update, so I am not surprised it took this long. Like that we didn't even finish it after 3 hours. That's just how it takes, but the other parts are gonna not take as long. I'm gonna close this for now. Do I need to save? But it's looking good. It's looking good. So yeah, it is time to end stream now. It's been 3 hours. We actually did it, and I'm alive. Isn't that great? And yeah, anyway. Thanks so much for people to say. I can't even speak anymore. Thank you people for joining stream and tagging along and chatting and all. It's much appreciated. I will be returning on Monday. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If I feel like it, maybe I'll do an off-schedule stream. I mean, it's a weekend. But I will make no promises. Sometimes I like the break. Weekends are my heavy work days. Hee hee hee. So yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for joining. I will now be ending stream, and next time, I don't know what we'll be doing. We'll probably just be doing more of this, because I do want to finish this. And maybe after I'll finish my raid animation, which I haven't finished. Yeah, so have a good night, and have a good rest. I will be doing such things myself. So anyway, have a good night. But I'm dead. Good. You're supposed to be leaving. Bye. I'm not here anymore. I promise. Bye. I swear. Goodbye. Bye.